I'm MadMatt. Welcome to my campfire. Now there's a new form of racing coming to Australia. It's called the Ost 4 and Ultra 4 series. It's really quite exciting. It's a blend of two forms of four-wheel driving that we haven't seen here in Australia yet. In the USA there's a race called King of the Hammers. You may have heard of it, and it's very exciting, and that's exactly what's coming to Australia. Now with my good looks I've managed to bribe my way into being the navigator for a vehicle that's being built at the moment. It's called Snoopy and it's a go-fast rock crawler. The team is owned by Milo, who runs Broken Bitz Racing. Check him out on Facebook. But what I've done, I've got Milo along here today and we're going to find out a whole heap more about the Ost 4 and Ultra 4 racing that's coming to Australia, and in particular we're going to find out about Snoopy. So welcome Milo. Now dude, what's with this kilt?
It's just a bit of fun, Matt. It's I had a job in Scotland some years back, and some of the boys took us out on the town, and they said, Milo, if you're going out with this, you've got to rock a kilt as well. So we did, and we had a blast, and ever since then, I just love wearing it out. I'm not going to lie, you've got to be a bit of an attention whore to wear a kilt. You've got to be quite confident, but I can wear it. My mum's Scots-Irish, and this is my family colours, the McAllister tartan. Yeah, look, it is just a lot of fun.
Broken Bitz Racing. It's an intriguing name. Where's that come from? What's that about?
Look, where we started racing from was just a progression from more and more hardcore wheeling, social wheeling with friends. We'd go out, try harder tracks, we'd do something else to the car to make it more capable, take it out again, bust it again. And pretty much every time I came home from a trip, my dad would say to me, well, what have you broken this time? You just couldn't believe I'd take that expensive car like that and be perfectly happy to go and bust something. And we eventually had quite a collection of busted parts and trophies on the wall of the shed, and we just said, sod it, we're Broken Bitz Racing.
It's very catchy. Now, so at some point you've decided to move out of more of the entry-level competition vehicles and move into dedicating yourself to building Snoopy. So tell us, what is Snoopy?
Snoopy's a tube frame 4x4 buggy. We didn't want to start with an OEM vehicle and modify it and break it, modify it and start again. So we've started from scratch. It's completely tube framed, big horsepower, big suspension, lots of bespoke custom parts. We wanted, like I said, we just wanted to move away from re-engineering factory parts and just build a car that was designed to take the punishment and just keep racing and not spend all of our time in the pits.
So what's the drivetrain? What's the motor, transmission through to the differentials? What are we running?
Okay, well starting at the front, we've got an L76 V8. It's a 6-litre out of a Commodore. We're going to look at running that around about 500 horsepower.
Oh, sweet.
We're going from there to an automatic turbo 400 transmission, from there to an Atlas transfer case. The Atlas is another custom-made piece of kit. It's used quite heavily in off-road racing and rock crawling, and all the guys from Tough Truck, a lot of those guys are using it. It's basically a very, very heavy-duty transfer case. It gives you the ability to disconnect the front or rear drive independently of the other, high or low range in either front or rear outputs. It's a very versatile, very heavy-duty piece of equipment.
And then what are we going from the transfer? We're going down to the differentials. What are you running down there?
In the differentials, they're all handmade, custom-made differential housings running a 14-bolt diff centers. They're out of they're a custom-made diff center out of your full-size 1-ton trucks out of the States. Very heavy-duty, 10.5-inch ring gear, going to 40 spline axles, and then out to 40-inch trepador tyres.
Nice, and I'm presuming lockers, of course, and
ARB lockers front and rear. We've got cutting brakes on the rear as well that enable us to brake tyres independently of the other on the rear axle. Yep. Big suspension all around. We've got 16-inch coilovers and triple bypasses all around, as well as hydraulic bump stops all around the car as well.
Can you give us an outline of what a race might look like then? I was sort of imagining, a half-hour sort of race, but
there's been similar formats tried here before, where they'll give you a couple of hours to do as many laps around the course as you can, and then they have a small break through the day, and then they'll go out again. Then there's other other formats where you've got a course that might take you, an hour or 2 hours to do just 2 laps of the course. It might be quite a long course. So no matter which way they swing it, they're trying to get us in the car. It's not just about how capable is your car. It's about how smart about keeping your car together are you, and how do you organise your pits and your team and how you've set up your car to keep it going for all day.
So what's the team going to look like? Obviously, I'm the navigator.
Well, we've obviously got yourself and me, and then we've got a team mechanic, and his sole role is to keep the car going and make the car go fast.
Nice.
That's his only role.
That's all I want him to do.
Then we're also currently looking for another position to fill, and that's going to be the team manager. His role will be just to administrate and keep everybody happy. Everything's there when we need it. To liaise with event staff and take care of any disputes or anything like that. Oversee safety, oversee communications. So basically all the administrative stuff that you and I aren't going to be able to do because we're busy in the car.
What's the future for Broken Bitz Racing? Where do you plan for it to go?
I would like for Broken Bitz to reach the point where we're big enough and we have enough people following us and want to come along with us that the team can support itself. Just support the financial commitment that it takes to keep turning up on an annual basis. I think that's a long way down the track. That's a big goal, to be honest, particularly for this country. But if in the meantime, if I can get my friends and my family and bring them along with me and have a good time and create memories and just develop a team of people who are happy to come along and enjoy themselves with me, look, that in itself is a big motivation. I'll be happy with that.
Now, as your navigator, what's going to be my role?
I think the navigator in my team at least is a huge role, because there are guys out there who race solo. I don't know how they do it. I'm totally in awe. To me, it's a big enough job as trying to drive the car, let alone figuring out where I'm going, looking after it, monitoring the engine and the vitals. Your role as the navigator is going to be everything from, well, actually anything except driving the car. Your job is to make sure the car's being looked after and monitor what's happening with the car.
So gauges and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's to work out where we are and where we're going, literally navigate navigate us through the course.
And will that be off pace notes like we see in rally cars, or is it more just...
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. We'll have to wait till we get there.
Okay.
It depends on the event.
I hope I can work it out.
I'm not a navigator. That's not my job, right?
Oh, crikey, I've got to go study.
It's to keep me under control. When we're talking about longer events where, we've got to keep the car together. Your job is to either G me up and say, look, you're going too slow here, or just calm down, just back off a bit, keep the car together. It's a huge role, and my job literally is just to make the car go as fast as I possibly can and keep it on the track. Your job is everything else.
Wow, that sounds... I'm just excited about the whole concept of it, but I think it'll be fascinating to see how we make that work and turn what something is basically new to us and turn it into a really exciting...
It's going to come down to practice.
It's going to be huge. Now, I've been training for my navigator role because, I reckon you probably needed me to be fit, so I'm pulling string and, and all that. So I just want to show you that I'm there, mate. I've been practicing my push-ups. I've got all that upper body strength that you reckon you're going to need. See, look at that. There you go. Oh, crikey. Okay. Am I going to make it, mate? You reckon that's going to be good?
You know you've got to climb hills and pull rope up hills, right?
Yeah. That's not going to cut it.
Are you okay with me yelling at you?
No, I start crying, man.
That kind of sucked.
Okay. All right, more training for me then. Well, Milo, look, thanks so much for coming and sharing a little bit about Snoopy, and I'm really excited to be part of the team.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, if you'd like to find out more about Snoopy, the Go Fast rock crawler, get onto the Broken Bitz Racing Team Facebook page, and you can see a whole heap of build photos, and you'll be able to follow us on our whole journey. If you'd also like to find out more about the MadMatt campfires or anything else that I'm doing, get onto the website madmatt4wheeldrive.com.au. So I'm MadMatt. Thanks for coming and hanging out at my campfire.